Welcome to the Fire Science program here at Keiser University. My name is Tim Beatty, and I am the department chair for the Fire Science program.
And I'm Jason Liska, and I'm one of the professors as well with Tim Beatty here in the Fire Science program. And again, we'd like to welcome you here. And today we're going to go over some basics about the Fire Science program and what it takes to succeed as you move forward through your degree process.
So a little bit about the Fire Science program. The Fire Science program is 100% online. We started this program 20 years ago, designed for working firefighters to work towards getting promoted. We then decided to change it and said, hey, let's go ahead, and why are we having them be firefighters first and then come in and get their degree? So we changed it to make it to where you don't have to be a firefighter to come into the program, that you can be working on your degree, you get your degree before you actually go out and get a job as a firefighter. So with that, that's how we kind of got started with the program.
Yep. And that being said, just a little bit about our background. You know, I have 23 years in the fire service professionally, a little bit of volunteer background as well, and cadet background from the early days in the 90s. And Tim has been retired now for a few years, and you were, what, 28 years?
Yeah, I have 28 years in the fire service. I have 40 years in the fire service now, and been teaching here at Keiser University now for 19 years and been running the program. So we do have a lot of background. I was with Sarasota Fire Department. We've got 27 stations, run about 60,000 calls a year. So we do have a lot of experience.
Absolutely. So combined with my 23 years, that's 15 years with Lake County, 8 years with a small community, a small county named Putnam up in North Florida. And one of the things I want to talk about is exactly who this program benefits. And Tim, more importantly, we talked about firefighters that currently work in the field, professionally or even volunteer, but we teach the Fire Officer 1 and 2 level courses along with some of the inspector courses that really benefit to expanding knowledge. So this is a program designed for people who want to look to grow their career, basically.
It is. And one of the things that we look at is that in fire school, in your academy classes, you go through and you get a little bit about everything. Where what happens when you get into working on your degree is that you get more expanded information on each subject, whether it's building construction, whether it's inspections, and then even tactics. And instead of having just a little bit of everything, you really break down and go deep into some of the different things, which allows you more knowledge for leading people and getting into promotions and things like that.
Yep, and that comes with Tactics 1 and 2, which are 2 of the courses we teach here, including Company Officer. We also go through some of the educational side of it as well if you ever want to be a fire service instructor, because that's part of the FO1 and 2 process. So really, this is an opportunity for you to grow, expand, and develop. And that's the benefit that Tim and I received as degree holders from this university as well. I have my associates and my bachelor's here, and
so do I from Keiser University. I'm a graduate of the program.
So we're quite proud of that, and we're very happy to have you here. So one of the things I want to go over more importantly, and this is something Tim and I are very, very consistent with our expectations for this program. So Tim, what is the best way to succeed in the Fire Science program?
So the best thing to do is to make sure that you have a plan, that you work on getting a routine. And by getting a routine, don't look at everything when you first come in and you're into the program and you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, there's so much work to get done. How am I going to get all this work done?
Right.
And we get new students that come to us all the time. It's like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. There's no way. And they're overwhelmed. And we tell them, hold on a minute, slow down. Let's look at it one thing at a time. What do you need to do? You have a week. We do it by 4 weeks. So in a 4-week period, in 1 month, you get a whole semester's worth of information. So it's very fast-paced. But you're only doing 1 class. So you're actually going to concentrate on that subject. So look at what you have to do for the week. The classes are all set up the same. Every fire class that we do has a discussion each week. It has a quiz each week. And then there's a final project. And that final project is one of the biggest things because it's 40% of your grade for that final project. But what it does is it ties everything together and allows you to look at it and say, hey, okay, I learned something here. The whole idea is that we want you to be successful. And if you are overwhelmed and you're not getting anything done and you're not participating, you're not going to be successful and you're not going to get enough out of the class. That is our goal, is to make sure that you leave here thinking, wow, you know what? I really learned a lot in this class.
And that being said, with the live lessons that are combined into each week's curriculum, it's important that you find the time to engage with us when we go live each week, because that's an opportunity for the students, your peers that is, as well as yourself and us to get together, share knowledge about the chapters we're discussing that week, bring in any personal experiences that go along with it. We share ours at times because some of these experiences you'll find in the text we've been through and we can relate to what the text says. So it's important to understand what we're trying to do is bring you a real world experience, and we're doing it in a short time frame, but we're trying to engage. So remember, live lessons are very important, so make every effort to attend them every week. And if I could real quick, I know that we've talked about this before, the basics. So number one, have your book before you come into the class. Now, we talk about this all the time during the week 1 discussion board, week 1 live lesson. Make a plan to have your book. Go through the bookstore primarily to get that. The other thing I want to make sure is that, and Tim can attest to this, we need to make sure that before you get into the program, you have your certification statement completed. And why is that important, Tim?
So every class you're going to have a certification that you do, and it basically says you're going to do your own work, you're not going to plagiarize. Any class that you take here at Kaiser University, the first thing you will have to do is that certification. Get that certification done, and then what happens is it opens up the week 1 information. We lock down that week 1 information to first say, yeah, you know what, I'm going to do my own work. And then the next thing that you'll do is the pretest. And when you take that pretest, remember, the pretest is not going to count against you. As far as what it does is it's a way to assess what the students know coming in to what the students learn when they have learned when they go out by taking the post-test.
Right. Absolutely. And then that being said, one of the most important elements that we both introduce to our students every class is communication. And we have to communicate with each other. We understand that problems occur. We understand that life happens, but we have an expectation of communication. So if you run into issues, don't hesitate to reach out to us by email or reach out to us by text. We're accessible through those 2 resources. But the benefit of being a student at Kaiser is having access to Microsoft 365. So you have free access to that while you're a student with Kaiser through your Kaiser email, and utilize that to contact us primarily, because that is the fastest way to get a hold of us in the end. So think about that. You get Word, Excel, and Outlook out of that, and those are all great tools that'll help you with your program. So that being said, I think Dean Brewer wanted to say something, unless you had something you wanted to add to that.
Well, with that, just remember that we will answer you. We are on 7 days a week. We look at our email, we get into the class. Even on break, we'll check our emails and everything to make sure that we're not just leaving you out there hanging. One of the worst things that can happen is that I always equate it to if you're sitting in a classroom and you're raising your hand and you're waiting for 2 hours or 3 hours or a day with your hand sitting there raised. We don't want that to happen.
Not at all.
So we make sure that we respond to you, that you're available. If you cannot email, you need something right away, you can always call the campus and ask for anybody in the dean's office. Somebody in the dean's office will get with you, they'll let you and answer your questions, or if it's something that needs to come to us, then we'll go ahead and we'll answer that. And this goes to even when you're in your general education classes. You still reach out. We're your academic advisors until you graduate. So make sure that you keep in contact with us so we can assist you.
And one more thing I wanted to add before Dean Brewer comes in is to always check your homepage, because that's an important element. When we post announcements, they will go out onto the homepage every week or every day, depending on what we post, and they'll also be sent to you via your Kaiser email. So I want to make sure that we brought that up, because checking your homepage is important. That's where you're going to get your updates for live lessons or course instructions or things of that nature, basically. Yeah. And now I'd like to introduce Dean Brad Brewer to discuss some of the greater points of Kaiser University and the Fire Science program.
Hi, I'm Brad Brewer. I'm the Dean of Academic Affairs here at the Sarasota campus. I just want to welcome you to Kaiser University and the Fire Science program. My office can assist you guys in any number of ways. With academic advising, we can help arrange tutoring. We can help you with your learning management system. We use Blackboard here at the Sarasota campus. We can also assist with your transcript evaluations and scheduling questions and any questions that you have about student status changes in your time here at Kaiser. We also oversee the library as well as testing center, the registrars. And of course, all of your teachers, they're going to be teaching you here at the institution. Our office is always open. We're always available for you guys. You do not need an appointment. We have an open door policy. So we welcome you and encourage you to come see us. So welcome to Kaiser University.
So with that said, thank you. We appreciate it. We're glad that you're in the program. We really want you to enjoy it. We have people from all over the United States. We have ones in the military that are across the United States. So, we're representing a lot of different areas. So welcome to the program. We look forward to having you in it, and keep in touch.